Happy Friday. We have some beautiful spring blooms in our buckets today, so let's not wait. Let's get designing. You will see some Scabiosa, some sweet pea, some ranunculus, some garden roses, some beautiful hydrangea, and some flowing foliages that we are going to create a centerpiece with lots of flowing texture and, as you can see, lots of movement. So follow along and let's see how we put this beauty together. Hey, welcome to another DIY bucket design, and this week is all about airy spring flowers, lots of movement. We're going to make a nice flowing centerpiece, so let's see what we have in our bucket this week. So we have this lovely hydrangea that is has like double petals, small blooms on each one, and actually dries really beautifully as well. We have two of those, and because we have this really beautiful hydrangea that we're going to be using as a background and a base, we're also going to be using chicken wire. Instead of tying the hydrangea at the base or putting it in first, we're going to use this to hold our stems so that we don't have to sink this all the way in and we can actually see the blooms in our arrangement. But first, with our chicken wire, we're going to bend it over itself like so. I usually do the two cut ends in towards each other like this, and then I curve the bottoms underneath like this, so you have a nice little ball smooth on top. And I'm going directly into my pot. That is an opaque ceramic pot, and it is about say 5 inches open, 6 inches wide at the base. A nice tulip shape that kind of goes along with our spring flowers that we're using today. So I'm going to start with these guys. I'm going to give them a cut on an angle, and you have to be kind of careful. You don't want to hit them right where one of the leaves or pieces comes off. You want to get on a nice clean part of the stem. We're going to edit off any of these unpretty leaves or anything that's going to get in the way. We're going to trim any of the little knobs off of the sides to make it go into our vase nice and easy. And I'm going to place it into the chicken wire. I'm going to tip it forward, so you have that on one side and you have it open on the other side. One, and then our second one, we're going to layer into the other side, again trimming, taking off these little knobs, making the stem nice and clean, leaving the stem a little bit longer than this one, and we're going to angle it in the opposite way. One up, one down. Okay, so we can see that at a couple of different points in our arrangement. They don't need to be super even. They don't need to cover the entire top. The next thing that we're going to use is our umbrella fern. The umbrella fern is great because you can either use it as a singular piece, kind of wad it up and stick it into your chicken wire, or you can break it up into smaller pieces that are kind of fern-like and pretty, and they last a really long time, and they have a really great spring green color. So for this one, since this is really long pieces, I'm going to take it and I'm going to break it into smaller pieces. I'm going to clean these bottoms of my stems, right? Get that off there. So I have a nice clean stem base to go into my arrangement. Pull the two sides up, give it a fresh trim, and then I'm going to place it in between my hydrangea off to the side. And then I'm just going to let it fill in on its own. I'm not going to micromanage it. I'm not going to force it to go either which way. And do the same thing with this other piece I took off, squeezing all of the leaves together, giving it a fresh trim, and going in on the other side, letting it spread out naturally. Now with this one, it's a little bit on the smaller side, so we can just do this whole thing as one unit. And since this side is looking a little bit smaller, I'm gonna go ahead and tuck this in on this side and have it come under my hydrangea as well, letting this umbrella fern spread out as it goes, go in between and around this hydrangea bloom so that it really fills in and gives it some nice spread. Okay, so you can see it all around here. Now at this point, we don't really have any spaces where we can see into our container. It's pretty well filled, but there's plenty of room to go through all of these items to add the extra flowers, so that is ideal. So we can get into our container easily and get down into the water easily, but we're covering all of our mechanics as we go. Okay, so next up, we're gonna put our roses in. This week we have these gorgeous, they're called Peonykiss roses. They last a super long time. They open all the way so you can see their little centers. These are just fresh cut today, so they're a little bit on the tighter side, but you can see how dense that petaling is, right? So these just open and open up and they get beautiful, right? So I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a blow there to get it rolling. Give it a little bit of a roll just to get it open. You're gonna take any of the outside packing petals off that might not look so super pretty. Just let it get moving and it'll do the rest of the work itself. You don't have to micromanage it. So with this one, I'm gonna give it a trim. I'm gonna leave some of these leaves on just because they're pretty. I'm gonna go into my chicken wire, kind of through the hydrangea, but not covering the hydrangea. I don't want to cover any of that. We have 4 of these stems. Now my goal is going to be to use these in my arrangement. I'm going to use them at different heights, so we're not just seeing them all in one place. I don't want them to just like hover around. I want them to have some in a little bit more and some out a little bit more. So this guy I'm going to have come out a little bit to balance this one. I'm going to tuck one in over here and one in over here. So it's going to come a little bit shorter. This will be my guy coming in on the side. And the other side should be a little bit shorter and bringing it in over here. So we get this kind of diagonal symmetry going on. This one a little bit out, this one a little bit out more, these 2 tucked in. Next for our roses, we have Phoenix, one of my all-time favorite roses, just because it has that nice apricot-y peach color. It's not super pink. Again, it has a really pretty ruffle to it, a little bit less dense the petal count than the Peonykiss, but still a nice open bloom. So we're gonna take these outside petals off and kind of trim it down to where I want it to be, give a little bit of a roll to get it cracking. And then I'm going to tuck this guy like right in the middle, right here. I'm gonna have 2 more coming out from there. So I have 3 of these in our bucket today. A little bit of glue, a little bit of roll. I'm gonna tuck one to the back here, coming out. Again, I want lots of movement and lots of space. Here's a really good one. That one's starting to open a little more so you can see how nice that is. There. And I'm gonna come in the front like so. Okay, so again, I don't want anybody at the same level. This guy's tucked in, so this guy comes out. This guy's tucked in, this guy comes out, in, out, in, out. I'm building it so that you're seeing all of those flowers, all those shapes at different levels and different heights in the arrangement. Next, we have some hellebore. Here, there's 2 of them in your bucket. They're a green-white variety, super nice. They're from South America, and they are much hardier than the ones that you grow in the yard. And they all have like kind of 2 pieces, so we're gonna split these down and use them in a couple of placements. And I just like to let them sort of be part of the greenery landscape and also part of the floral landscape. To leave these greens on, tuck them in, and then you can see how it brings the foliage out, but also contributes a bloom to it. These guys also have 2, so I'm gonna go ahead and trim one of them off and use them here. And I have 1 angling off in this direction, so I'm gonna have 1 in this direction, 1 coming out this direction, so I have 1 in this direction. There we go, so we can see that all the way around. It's kind of coming in, flowing out, love that. Next up, we have special treat. We have these really beautiful sweet pea, and we have 2 different colors in our bucket today. We have this lavender, it's kind of like a blue lavender color, and this is where we have a nice firm stem. So I am going to leave them long and let them come out of the arrangement. Just need to make sure that they're going into the water. As long as they're touching the water, you can just let them live. We really want to see that long extension. It's going to give so much movement to our arrangement. These just want to like flutter and be above the rest of the flowers, so just let them do it. Don't force them in, don't cut them up, just let them be. Appreciate the shape that they're offering to the arrangement. We also have 3 of these plum colored ones, also super gorgeous. Go right in between with them. Tuck this one in a little bit more. Again, I don't want them all out at the same height, so some will get tucked in a little bit more. Just work with the shape that you have. If it has a lot of blooms on the stem, leave it long. If it's got just a cluster at the top, use it short. Okay, I'm not going to take anything off, so use them as is and let them hover and float in my arrangement. Let me give this a spin so you can see what I'm looking at on my side. Kind of similar all the way around, lots of ins and outs. Next we have some peach ranunculus. These are starting to open, they'll continue to open. Again, we want to use this nice articulation in the stem, so we really want to see it in the arrangement. I'm going to tuck this in here so that it comes up and out, right? So I have to find a space where it's going to be held nicely. At this point, you should have plenty of stems and the chicken wire, so it's going to hold everything together for you. I have 3 of these in there, 1, 2, 3. This one in. This again, sometimes you'll see that they have little blooms attached to them. You can take those off and use them in the arrangement as well. But if they have sort of jagged stems, or if they have these little nubs where like a piece had come off, or maybe a leaf had come off, just trim those so that everything going into your arrangement, everything going into the chicken wire, is nice and smooth. And that way, if you need to reposition something, you can just take it out, move it around without worrying about pulling everything out. All right, so there we have lots of floating pretties. Now we also have some Scabiosa. going along with it. This is the lavender. I wanted to get like a pinky lavender in here, kind of went in between the blue lavender and the pink lavender of the Peonykiss. Now these come with a little straw on them. The straw has a slit in it, so you can kind of open that up and slide them out like so. And again, we're going to use that natural articulation in the stem. Don't work against it. Just let it sort of be in your arrangement. Let it hover above, let it take up the space that it wants to. Find a place where it goes into the chicken wire and down into the water and holds its shape. Now some can get tucked in, some can come out a little bit further, but don't push them in so far that you don't see any of the stem, because then I think it loses a little bit of that elegance that it brings and that kind of spring look. Now, because they have such heavy heads and skinny stems, you gotta play with them a little bit to get them where you want them to go. Once you get them where you want them, just leave them and let them do their thing. I'm just going to kind of do like a loose triangular formation here so you see them at least in 3 points in the arrangement. I'm going to pull this guy out a little bit so you can see him over here. I'm going to turn so you can see what I'm looking at. Kind of getting everybody all the way around. I'm going to move the bucket over so you can see the last thing we're putting in is this Plumosa Fern foliage, which is great. And this is, again, going with that movement. Now, be careful with these because they have these little thorns on them going up in this opposite direction. So you can go ahead and trim those off if you're worried about getting them stuck in your fingers, or if you're brave and you don't want to worry about it, you can just leave them on there. Just be careful. So I'm trimming off the foliage to keep my stem nice and clean. I'm going to tuck these into my arrangement so that they kind of come up and out and flow. I want to see all of this pretty movement, okay? And we should have at least 3 in there. Sometimes they're branched, so there might be 4. They have a nice shape here. Anybody that's overlapping, I'm just going to trim that off like so nice and clean. And tuck it over here. They can come out and over your blooms. They're so like airy and thin, you don't really have to worry about them covering anything. You just want them to sort of be a nice movement and a nice shape. So this one again, I'm going to trim these little guys off. So I have a nice clean stem going into my arrangement. There, oh, love that. And you're extending the size of your arrangement too without adding more weights to it, you know? So it's keeping the arrangement light and airy while also giving it a little bit more size and certainly a lot more movement, which we love for this arrangement. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna put this off here. Got one more super long piece, so I'm gonna go ahead and use that. If you want to, you can break them down into 2 smaller pieces also. But usually when you break them down into the smaller pieces, you end up with one that kind of has a flat top. It's a little bit more difficult to use, but you can press that down into the arrangement if you were trying to get a little bit of fill in the middle. Otherwise, I just kind of like to use the ends because the ends are sort of the elegant part where you can really get a lot of extension, a lot of movement in your arrangement without making it kind of look like fur. All right, so get this out of the way. Look at what I'm looking at, and here we go. So this is what we have for today. Spring flowers, long stems, lots of movement, lots of space. Do your final adjustments, get it exactly how you like it. Make sure that you top off your vase with water once it's ready to be placed where it's going to go, and then keep it filled, obviously, as you go throughout the week. If you can, since there's chicken wire in it, you can pull the whole thing out, dump the water and refill it, or you can put it under the sink and give it a full dump and then add the water in through to refill it. So you get clean water maybe every 2 or 3 days. That's going to keep these going a lot longer, keep the bacteria growth in the water down, so you get the most longevity out of your blooms as possible. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, if you enjoyed these flowers, if you enjoy these varieties, and you're in our delivery area, please look us up, get in on the fun, grab a bucket for yourself. We try to do these every week. Sometimes it's twice a month, but we're usually here on Fridays with a bunch of different types of flowers, different containers, different styles of arrangements, different mechanics. So definitely give us a follow, check back in with us, drop us a comment if you'd like to see something in particular, different type of flower, different type of different style of arrangement, so we can get that on there for you and we can design together. So until next week, I'm gonna adjust this last guy. There we go. Until next week, until next time we have the DIY buckets going out, have a great week and happy designing.